immediately, because you need to know now. This is Dayton's News and Talk, WHIO.
I'm looking for the dude by the name of Todd.
He's a local boy.
He's a clever boy.
He's got the microphone.
He's got all the firepower he needs, and he ain't afraid to use it.
We heard about your broadcast.
Woo! It's like Fruit Loops.
Okay, let's get this started.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Oh, Todd, you got off the couch today, so we're gonna give you just a little bit of praise. A little bit of praise just for you. Well, you actually got off your couch today. You know we gotta give you praise. Sing your name. Sing your name. Oh, Todd, we praise you.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is rolling on Facebook and YouTube. Just a reminder, I'm going to beat you over the head with this. I'm really going to do it. We have a new telephone number, 937-957-1290. So if you want to call the show, you want to call in and make odd sounds, you want to call in and harass my producer Ian tonight, you have any thoughts, concerns, you want to give an update on the geese in your front yard, whatever, 937-957-1290. Tonight on the show, we have celebrities getting arrested at Mardi Gras. We've got, it's Tasty Tuesday, and we got CHEEZ-It news. CHEEZ-It news to talk about. Also, we've got some science news, Florida man, Florida woman, food is a weapon. Oh, my gosh, the show is jam-packed, but we got to get to this here at the beginning. Yeah.
Your crashed car. In local news,
Updates.
Car, house car.
Well, it's been a busy day or so, day and a half when it comes to cars crashing into buildings. We hadn't had one since, I want to say, like February 4th or 5th. And it was kind of quiet for a while, which is a good thing. You know, I think there's a misunderstanding that we celebrate cars crashing into buildings. That's not the case. We note them, you know, and it's more of a PSA. So people, when you're out there driving around, you're paying attention. You're not on your phone. You're not, you know, screwing around and end up in somebody's living room. Incidentally, there is a video that I posted on my Facebook. You've got to watch this. This happened out in Oregon. There is video of a car traveling about 100 feet through the air into the front of a house. It was caught on security camera. Somebody's Ring camera caught it. It is crazy, 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 this video. And the 5 people that were inside, no injuries. The 2 people that were in the car, I think it was a pickup truck, minor injuries. So thankfully nobody was killed, but holy cow. It looked like an outtake from the Dukes of Hazzard. It really, really did. But here are the 2 that we got to talk about. We had one day or so ago that I found out about down in Middletown where a car hit 2 different houses in the same incident. And as I've mentioned, we only count that as 1. However, up in Salina yesterday, there were 2, 12 hours apart. This was around 7 a.m. A 22-year-old was driving a 2006 Chevrolet van on eastbound on Tuville Street. He failed to negotiate the curve between Mackinac and North Mill. Vehicle left the south side of the road, ramped over a large rock, and struck a house trailer at the Salina Mobile Home Park. Oh, sorry. We're really not congratulating. See, I meant to hit crash, but clap and crash are right next to each other. So my bad. I've often wondered, sometimes you see homes that will put rocks, good sized rocks, out at the edge of their yard to try to keep people from driving through their yard. And I remember hearing that was illegal, that if somebody drives into your yard and they damage their vehicle on your rocks, that you can be held accountable. Now, I understand Ian's like, what are you talking about? I know the idea is that you put those up so people don't go joyriding through your yard like when you're a teenager. Teenagers do that. Idiots do that. But sometimes there could be a situation where somebody loses control of the car for what could be considered a good reason, like a kid runs out in the middle of the road and they end up going into the yard to avoid hitting the child. Well, if you damage your car on those on those rocks, I've always been told the homeowner's responsible. I don't know. Maybe somebody can set me straight here, but I've heard that for years and years. So this was up in Salina. This is where this happened yesterday morning, 7 a.m. And then 12 hours later, 7 o'clock, the 53-year-old woman was arriving at the Aldi grocery store on Haveman Road. While pulling into a parking space adjacent to the building, her vehicle jumped the curb and struck the structure. No injuries were reported. The building sustained moderate damage. I got some pictures of that last night. Actually, there's pictures of both of these incidents on my Facebook page. And by the way, just a big shout out. I can't go through all the names because there were probably a dozen or so that tagged me and sent me messages about this. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I love the fact that the first person you think of when a car hits a building is yours truly. So thank you. 937-957-1290 is the number. Think about this. I saw this story. It's about GPS failing somebody big time. And I was trying to think back. I remember years ago, Mary and I were out going towards, we were going to Germantown. Because at the time we were in the market for a dog, and we found somebody that had a dog that we thought was cute, might be a good fit for us, and we made the connection, and we said, "Hey, can we come and look at the dog that they had for sale?" And we're like, "Okay, sure." So we get out there. Turns out the dog was not for us. Candidly, the dog was a little mean. Took a couple of snips at me. I'm like, nope, we're good. I don't think this is going to work. So as we were leaving, we were using the GPS. Now, this is one of those old Garmin GPSs. Remember those? You'd have them in your car. It looked like a little tiny screen, and you plug them in, and they were supposed to connect to the satellites or whatever. But I don't know what the story was, but at some point it stopped working. Like it lost connection with the satellite. Now, I wouldn't say that GPS took us in the wrong direction. It just stopped working, but we drove around the outskirts of Germantown in the dark for a good hour or so before we finally made it back to civilization. But I bring that story up because I saw this. This happened in Great Britain over the weekend. There was an Amazon delivery driver who was out making his deliveries, and he was following GPS. But this is one of those stories where the GPS leads him in the wrong direction. The GPS led him to something called the Broomway, which is a 600-year-old 6-mile walking path out into the Thames estuary, which of course is part of the Thames River. There's, what an estuary is. There was this path that led out there, and that somehow the van got on there because of the GPS. Well, it wasn't just the fact that this was going into an estuary. It was the fact that it was a firing range for the British military. So somehow this guy takes the GPS out into a firing range. Now, fortunately, there was no firing going on, but the truck did get stuck in the mud. So that could have been a disaster. You think about that. He could have just been driving along and all of a sudden, kaboom. But I'm curious if anybody's had some really, really bad GPS fails. I don't know that there's any firing ranges around here, but maybe something like that's happened to you.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
It's The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Spell it out, punk.
T-double-D.
H.
Double L.
And C. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Dee, 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 dee. I got your message, Heather. Yeah, I don't know. That's not something I really feel comfortable commenting on. I know that people have alluded to that, but I don't know.
57 WHIO.
Stay here and have some fun.
It's The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on The Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. Telephone numbers 937-957-1290. Had a story about an Amazon driver who was following his GPS. This happened in Great Britain, and he ended up in a British military firing range, all because the GPS took him in the wrong direction. So my question is, hopefully you haven't ended up in a firing range, but where's the craziest thing or the craziest place you've been lost because of GPS? Randy, he's a trucker. Hey, Randy, how you doing, man?
I just woke up. And
just woke up, huh? Were you sleeping in the cab? Were you sleeping in the back of your truck?
No, I drive night shift.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well, before you get to your comment, that's every trucker gets that who calls the show. So what's happening, Randy?
Well, I got a couple of things. One, a story about your GPS.
Yeah.
When it first came out, I was up in Indiana, and I had made a drop, and I connected to my GPS, and it was supposed to take me down a road to connect back to the interstate.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a gravel road, very narrow. And after about 5 miles, I realized it was not going back to the interstate.
5 miles. Wow.
Nowhere to turn around.
Right. Yeah.
So I had to back up a tractor trailer for 5 miles.
5 miles backing up a trailer on gravel, no less.
Yes.
At night? Road. At night, you said?
It was at night, but it was getting dark.
It was getting dark. Yeah. Holy cow.
Back to civilization. Yeah. It was getting dark.
Man, oh man. How long did it take you to do that?
It was quite a nightmare, and I blocked out a lot of it, but it took quite a while.
I would imagine. Randy, I got to fly here, but thank you for that story. I appreciate it. If you got a story like that, I can't imagine having to back up a big rig 5 miles on a gravel road. You couldn't turn around anywhere. Holy cow. He earned his pay that night.
It's The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
With Todd? Okay, yeah, he's a lot of fun.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Live from the WHIO News Center, this is my
Melody. That's funny. We might get severe thunderstorms Thursday. Are you kidding me? It's that time of the year. They're leaving now. Snowing in Santa Fe? So many of these drug names sound like mythical creatures in scary movies, and Abba's Gazelle or something. Yeah.
If breaking news, traffic, or severe weather happens anytime this hour, we'll break in immediately because you need to know now. This is Dayton's News and Talk, WHIO.
Don't give me that politics, Jazz. It's not my racket.
People are tired of hearing nothing but doom and despair on the radio.
Everyone just relax, all right?
The problems of the world are not in my department.
Now, who would like a cookie?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. We have a new telephone number here at the mighty 1290 and 95.7. 937-957-1290. I saw this today. The Dayton Dragons, they have extended their national anthem tryouts to March 8th. Now, this is the year they're doing the tryouts via video. And the idea is that you shoot a video and then you upload it at DaytonDragons.com/national anthem. And then they will make the decision. And if you make the grade, they will schedule you to sing before one of the big Dragon games. They used to do this out at the Dayton Mall. I've mentioned this many times. I was the original, the first director of entertainment for the Dayton Dragons back in 2000. And when we held the national anthem tryouts, it was at the Dayton Mall. I think it started at 9 and ended maybe at 7 p.m. And people came out and sang that song all the way through. Everybody. And I don't know how many folks we had, but we had many, 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 many people come out and sing. And it was a long day. I'm not going to lie to you. It was a long day of the national anthem. I got tired of standing up and sitting down. But it's been extended to the 8th. Again, you can get details if you've been thinking about it and then thought, maybe, I don't know. Go to DaytonDragons.com/national anthem. We have some celebrity slammer news.
Dateline, Hollywood. There's a terrible scandal. He gets arrested.
All right, cuff him.
He's a celebrity. This could ruin his career.
She's going to jail. All celebrities are insane.
Well, I saw this story. I don't know if any of you have been paying attention to Mardi Gras. It ended today. Today is the last day. It's Fat Tuesday, or as I call it, Tuesday. Actor Shia LaBeouf. Go ahead, Ian. Correct me. That's fine. I don't care.
LaBeouf.
Thank you. Was arrested early this morning in the French Quarter. Apparently, LaBeouf was escorted out of a bar for an unknown reason before getting into the dispute. He left the area, walked for a bit, but then returned. And that's when the beatdowns began. Investigators say he caused a disturbance and became increasingly aggressive at a Royal Street business. One man said LaBeouf hit him several times with closed fists. When the actor returned, people tried to restrain him, but then released him, hoping he would leave. But the man said he didn't and was hit again. Then LaBeouf allegedly hit another person in the nose. Finally, the cops arrived and he was restrained. Paramedics attended to the actor, who was put into an ambulance. It's not known what injuries he may have had, but he's now facing 2 counts of simple battery. I bet alcohol was involved. You think? 937-457-1290. Rob in Springfield. What's going on, Rob?
Hey, Todd. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. So what's happening in Springfield today? Anything good?
Well, the Ferncliff Cemetery fence is still standing so far.
Oh, my gosh. That's amazing news. That deserves a round of applause, I think. That's great. That's great.
So I wanted to talk to you about the GPS thing.
Yeah, so we had a story of a guy in Great Britain. He was an Amazon delivery driver, followed his GPS out onto a British military firing range. Oops.
Interesting.
Oops.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, my story was out in Los Angeles, California, when I was stationed out in California.
Okay.
Me and my wife and daughter and family members went to Disneyland. Well, at home, I had lost my glasses and it was hard for me to see.
Right.
So I took the wrong exit. I ended up on Crenshaw Boulevard.
Oh, wow.
In Compton.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I've been there.
My wife was like, "You better get me the bleep out of here fast."
I've been there before. I know exactly what you're talking about. Wow, that's not quite the firing range in the sense of a military site, but it's its own sort of firing range at times.
All right, Todd. All right. Love you. Love your show, buddy.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. I'll give you a little casino bell out there. Thank you for that. 937-957-1290. Now, Shar on the live stream just asked, I have to know why Todd Hollst, why you throw the emphasis on 5 in the phone number 937-957-1290, because that number that actually changed is the 9.
I've been actually thinking that too. I just didn't want to say anything. You say 957, even though the 5 has been there as the original number. I've been wanting to call you out on it. So I'm
Shut up, Ian.
All right. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I just started doing it. I can't tell you why I do half the things I do on this show. Though somebody also said I just gave the wrong phone number, that I gave the 457. Did you hear that? Did anybody? If you did, you have to take a drink. We added that to the Evening Edge drinking game. If I give the wrong phone number, you got to take a drink. Well, maybe. Okay. Shar, you're right. Ian, you're right. I don't know why I started doing that. You should have said something. Were you afraid to say something, Ian? Or were you
terrified?
Wow.
Terrified.
937-957-1290 is what I should be saying.
There you go.
957. All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a double line underneath that 9. It's going to be a double 9 line. There you go. We got, it's Tasty Tuesday, so we have some food news.
Why don't you go inside and get yourself a tasty snack?
Want a bite? They're real tasty.
How you get so big? Did you fold up this kind?
It was tasty. Delicious and tasty.
When you're hungry, everything looks tasty.
That was tasty little hors d'oeuvre.
You know, I love talking about food because it's one of the few things we can all sort of agree on. We may not agree on politics, religions, or sports teams. Many things in the world divide us. But we all love a good meal and a tasty treat and a tasty meal. Last night, I was talking about the fact that my wife and I sometimes get into a rut when it comes to going out to dinner, that we end up sort of just eating at the 4 or 5 same places just over and over and over. If you're in the mood for wings, you go here. If you're in the mood for pizza, you go here. If you want something else, your burgers, you go here. It's the same thing over and over and over. I felt like I got to do better. We got to do better. I want to get out and try all these different restaurants. I got this email from Edgehead Kim. Hey, Todd, I was listening to you tonight about feeling like you were in a rut when it came to going to the same restaurants. My husband and I felt the same way last year. So what we did was we decided we would only go to each restaurant once for the whole year. I kept a running list on my phone to keep us on track. This made us try new restaurants and go to places we most likely wouldn't have gone. Wasn't always easy, but it was fun and made eating out more interesting. Have a great night, Kim. Well, thank you, Kim. That is a great idea. But I'll tell you, there's a couple of those restaurants that I couldn't live without. If you expect me to only go to Marion's one time in 12 months, that ain't happening. If you expect me to go to Rooster's one time in 12 months, That's also not going to happen. But I love the idea, I love the idea. Or at the very least, maybe you just go to different restaurants throughout the month. Maybe the following month you could go back to, a Marian's or Milano's or Mama de Savo's or wherever you like, But that's a good idea. Today is National Cauliflower Day. Speaking of, I think I mentioned Milano's. I know I mentioned Marian's. They have some amazing buffalo cauliflower. If you haven't had it, you should try it. CHEEZ-It has introduced original gluten-free crackers. Now available at retailers nationwide, CHEEZ-It original gluten-free crackers are made with 100% real cheese, coming in a 9-ounce box for $4.49. There's a couple of other new CHEEZ-It offerings. They have CHEEZ-It, the Ultimate Snack Pack. It's a mix of fan favorite CHEEZ-It products. CHEEZ-It Crunch. It's a bold new snack that combines 100% real cheese with more satisfying crunch in a 3D shaped design to deliver the edge-to-edge bold flavor in every bite. Don't hurt yourself on those. CHEEZ-It Snap and Honey Barbecue. That sounds good. And then CHEEZ-It Grooves Loaded Nachos. Inspired by loaded cheesy tacos, these ridged crackers combine toasted corn. I don't know what's happening. Toasted corn-tilla, savory taco seasonings, beefy flavor, and cheddar cheese for a bold, crunchy snack experience. There you go. There's your Tasty Tuesday.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
It's The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Spell it out, punk.
Double D.
H.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Shar, that was funny. Thank you for your comment. I don't know why I started doing that. It's an excellent point. Excellent point. I've been doing that for like 2 weeks now. I'm surprised, or a week and a half, whatever. I would have thought somebody would have called me out by now. CHEEZ-It cereal, probably not. Well, Ashley, we got a new phone system. And because we got a new phone system for a myriad of reasons that I am not completely clear on, but there were good reasons for it, we had to change phone providers. And AT&T, which is who we had previously, would not release 937-457-1290. They wouldn't release it because, we were going to take our business elsewhere, and they didn't want to give us the phone number. So we had the choice. We could change it to 957. Actually, there were a number of other options, but I don't know what they were. But when the engineers saw that, 957, that's our frequency, made sense. Though I didn't really recognize that until the end of the day. I was having a blonde moment. I feel like I'm having a blonde moment now. I don't know. Yep, Andrew, that is it was meant to be in my view. It was meant to be. I'm just a little disappointed in myself that I didn't really recognize that right away. But I am my blonde Todd. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of AT&T either. Not just because of the phone issue. Because like I said, I think it does sort of work out. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Oh, I got you. I got you, Ron. See, there was kind of a blonde moment. I could have just looked and thought, oh, it's just a little typo, but
Birthplace of aviation, WHIO Dayton, WHIO FM Pleasant Hill.
Nobody likes to be told what to think. Our news is right down the middle. Dayton's News and Talk is WHIO. Depend on it.
A shooting investigation underway in Dayton. We'll have more on that at 6. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Ooh, we're going to have so much fun.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Why are people throwing food at you? It's criminal.
We don't waste food around here.
Food is not a weapon.
Put down the pickle.
Hours attacked with baloney.
Floating mashed tater ball.
If you persist in throwing food, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. You know, one of my hard, fast rules is that food ought not be used as a weapon. And every once in a while, we get a story where somebody commits a crime with some sort of food item. Valentine's Day down in Florida. It was an ugly, ugly situation in St. Petersburg. Cops say that during a Valentine's Day quarrel about infidelity, A man struck his female companion in the head with a Chick-fil-A spicy sandwich. Cops arrested the suspect for domestic battery. They say the 27-year-old and the victim were having dinner in their home Saturday night when they began to argue. The defendant, cops charged, threw a Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich, hitting the victim in the head. I think we have yeah. And then then he tossed a styrofoam cup of blue Powerade, which left the woman soaked in sports drink. So she got smacked in the noggin with a Chick-fil-A sandwich and then drenched in blue sports drink. Officers arrived at the residence. They reported spotting the Chick-fil-A delicacy broken apart in the living room where the incident occurred. Mysteriously, they didn't collect it as evidence. The man reportedly admitted to the spicy chicken attack, and he was, of course, charged. He spent a day in jail before being released on Sunday evening. See, if this had happened on Sunday, it wouldn't have been a problem because, of course, Chick-fil-A not open on Sunday.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Spell it out, punk.
Double D.
H. Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
That's a good idea, Daryl. I could just give my reviews. See, that's the thing, though. You got to be careful with food reviews. Because I'm not a professional food critic. I don't want to, bash some restaurant on the air if I didn't have a great experience. Because it could just be one experience, right? I don't want to put that kind of negativity out there. Generally, what I do, if I go someplace and it's sensational, I'll say that it's sensational. If I go someplace and it wasn't sensational, I don't say anything on the air about it. He's like, oh, yeah, I've been there. That's it. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Yeah, that's annoying. I'll tell you, Cynthia. Oh, well, they're annoying too. What? Snow flurries?
I'm William Shatner. I've done a lot of things in my career, but this takes the cake. This is so cool. You, Todd, today, it's all about you. This is phenomenal. You made parole.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is rolling on Facebook and YouTube. If you'd like to be a part of the show, we have a brand new telephone number. It's 957-1290. Thank you to Edgehead Shar and my producer Ian for calling me out. I was putting the emphasis on the wrong number. See, the 5 at 957 hasn't changed. It was 45. Now it's 95. But I was putting the emphasis on the 5. Only took a week and a day to get that figured out. But thank you for that. Coming up this hour, I've got some science news. I've got a Florida woman story. And if your name is Jessica, I've got some news for you. It's very important. If your name is Jessica, I've got some news for you. You've been warned. You better listen because you need to prepare yourself. If your name is Jessica. Ian, will you pop on? I got a question for you.
I'm okay. Thanks, Todd.
Wow.
What's going on?
Okay. Oh, Will is also here. You got Will on there?
I got him.
Awesome.
I am.
So I want to ask you guys a question. Will, you're married. Ian is living in sin with my niece.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they've been together for a long time. I've got this survey, and it says that 2,000 married Americans looked at what they call the bedtime gap.
Can I also add something? Helena knew you were going to talk about this today. She talked to me earlier. She was like, Todd's going to pull you on today to talk about this, about you and me.
For this story?
Yeah, because you posted
Really?
it to your Facebook and she sent it to me. She was like, Todd's going to pull you on and talk to you
there
about
you
this.
go. There you go. So maybe she should be producing the show.
I agree.
Anyway, a survey of 2,000 married Americans looked at the bedtime gap, the amount of time between one partner going to bed and the other following, and the impact that it has on their relationships. I got a question for you because this has come up in my relationship with Mary, my wife.
Yep.
We have very sort of different schedules. She gets up like at 5:30, 6 o'clock. I mean, she wakes up. She doesn't always get out of bed then, if you know what I mean. But that's the time the alarm goes off. And she goes to bed almost every night between 9:30 and 9:45. I am not that way. I don't have to come in until much later. I will still do some work at home in the morning, but I don't really have to be functional until like 9:30, maybe 10. And lots of times I am up until 12:30, 1 o'clock. And we've had this conversation about our relationship that sometimes she feels, and she might be right, because this particular study seems to show that there is a correlation between happiness in a relationship or feeling a little unhappy or unfulfilled when people go to sleep or go to bed at different times. And I'm curious, Will, let me ask you first, since you're married, do you and your wife go to bed at the same time?
No, not at all. No.
No?
Nope.
Like, what are we talking? Like a couple hours, 3 hours, 4 hours?
I'm usually in bed. I don't go to sleep necessarily, but I usually head to bed, 9:30, something like that, which is weird because she gets up way earlier than I do. She's up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
But she'll stay up until 10:30, 11 o'clock. I'm back there, in the middle of Sean Hannity falling asleep.
I gotcha.
Those are rookie numbers.
I gotcha. So the average bedtime gap is 80 minutes. So how about you, Ian? I mean, what would you say when you aren't working? Because you being in radio, much like me and Will, you've got weird hours sometimes.
Yeah. Well, she usually goes to bed around, let's say 11 o'clock at the latest.
Okay.
Maybe 10:30, 10 o'clock if she's really feeling tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, I stay up until like 1:30, sometimes 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Just because I'm an IL. I like it when it's dark and I'm watching TV on quiet mode and I got some snacks. I'm just chilling and then I'll go to bed.
Yeah, and you don't have to be in here very early.
No, not unless
days.
I'm running the morning show, but that's very rare.
Well, yeah, but you make adjustments, right?
Yeah,
like
of
if I have to come in if I have to do something early in the morning, I make adjustments. I go to bed earlier. I'm not up until 2 o'clock in the morning if I have to be up at 6,
Yeah.
But I'm just curious about that. And I thought it was interesting that they really did sort of find this correlation between people who say they are happy in their relationship and fulfilled, and the difference in times of going to bed. And now I will say this, and I'm not trying to be weird here or anything. When it comes to the extracurricular activities that happen occasionally in bed,
I don't think I know what you're talking about, Todd.
Yeah, I don't either.
Watching TV, having a snack. That has come up in our relationship, that maybe if I made the effort to go to bed at the same time as she, that maybe there would be more action. But I don't know. I don't know
either. The only thing Helena has mentioned to me before that so our cats suck. They will let you know when they're hungry, break of dawn.
Yeah.
But they specifically target her to get her to feed her.
Yeah.
And she has mentioned that she wants me up at the same time she is, so I can help feed the cats, and she doesn't have to do it. So she can sleep in.
Yeah. The survey says very happy couples go to bed together about 4 times per week versus about once a week for less than happy couples. Yeah. And it also says that when both are night owls and both are early birds, they were more likely to say they were very happy in their marriage compared to couples with only one early bird and one night owl. And see, here's the thing. It's also that way on the weekends. It's not just that way during the week. I mean, you can make the argument because she gets up, very early to go to work, and I don't have to go to work until later.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. But on the weekends, even on Saturday morning, she's up at, 6:30 or 7, and I'm usually not up that early. And it's also because, on Friday night, I go to bed later. On Saturday night, I go to bed later. So I've been wondering, I've been thinking about this because it's come up in our relationship, in our conversations. And then here's this study that says, now I'm very happy in my relationship, but, could I be happier if I just went to bed at a normal time? I have FOMO. That's the problem.
Fear of missing out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. It's that. And here's the other thing is that I like my alone time. And it's nothing against being around Mary, but see, I also have alone time in the morning. So from the time I get up to the time I come into work around noon, and then the time I get home and the time she goes to bed, I've got about 8 or 9 hours of alone time every day. But I save it all up for the 2 hours that I come in here and I'm not alone.
I'm curious. I'll have to talk to her about this because she's neither a night owl or a early bird. She's forced to get up because of our animals, but she is tired all day.
Wow. Yeah.
She's always very tired. So she's neither. She would, if she could, she'd sleep for 4 days.
I just think it's kind of interesting. I never would have thought that could have some sort of correlation.
Yeah, I never thought about that either.
I guess if you think about it, there could be, reasons in the relationship. Maybe there is some sort of disconnect that goes deeper than just, the crazy hours that you work, where you're like, well, I don't really want to go to bed with her or him. I'm just going to stay up, or I'm just going to, I don't know.
All the degrees of happiness change as you get older as well. So I'm perfectly happy to stay in bed, have her bring me coffee at 7 o'clock.
I guess we are all kind of like different generations of like how this affects.
We are. I mean, Will's a little bit older than me, not much older.
No.
I mean, I'm quite a bit younger or older than you.
Yeah, I'm 12.
So it's just kind of interesting. I'd be curious if others have examined this in their relationship, or if this has ever come up where you're like, hey, look, we need to be a little more cohesive here, and we need to make the effort to go to bed at the same time together and not just,
Yeah.
You didn't think there'd be talking relationships here on the Evening Edge, right?
No, it's not like you're like the love doctor, Todd.
We better just leave it right there.
Yeah.
Before any of us get in trouble.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
What am I listening to now?
What is this? It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up. T.
Double D.
H. Double L.
S. T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Hang your shingle. Todd, the Love Doctor. Sounds like a name for a creepy criminal or something. Oh, no, it's Todd, the Love Doctor. I don't know. Huh, Dr. Laura. I remember Dr. Laura. Hey, not being a pest, but yeah. No, I don't want to be the love doctor. There are some things I feel confident that I can talk about. There are other things that I don't feel confident that I can talk about. And that's one of them.
A risk for severe weather this week. We'll have more on that at 6:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
This will be fun for all of us, won't it?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to call us, we have a new phone number. 937-957-1290. All right, so here's the story about people named Jessica, ladies and gals named Jessica. Now, I wasn't aware of this, but apparently there is a movement afoot where on TikTok, people are starting to refer to Jessica in sort of a slanderous way, the same way they did Karen. Like, oh my gosh, what a Karen. That's such a Karen. She's being such a Karen. And the idea is that it's somebody who thinks they're entitled, abrasive, and just, displaying annoying behavior. So now the kids on the TikTok, I guess, have moved on from Karen. It's now Jessica. Now, Ian, you're younger? You're on the TikTok, aren't you?
Clearly not young enough, though, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what it says on social media. The Jessica mentions are piling up fast, from Patagonia quarter zip sporting moms who complain that they, quote, look homeless today. What? To the kind of people who ruin everything with their unknowingly irritating behavior. Not today, Jessica. That's the line.
So it's kind of like people that are reaching for a compliment, that are trying to like pull you in to compliment them.
Like,
oh no, you don't look homeless. You look amazing.
Yeah,
today.
I don't know. But it says TikTok and the like have found a new punching bag, and the name is Jessica. So just curious if any Jessicas out there have recognized this or seen this, and what your response are to it. I mean, I remember a few times that Karen phrase would come up on the show, and from time to time we'd get some angry Karens calling in and complaining, which, kind of that's what their name was implying there. Anyway, John and Dayton, what's up, John?
Hey, Todd.
Hey.
Yeah, you were talking about couples out of sync.
Yeah.
Melody and I had been out of sync several times in our marriage by 12 hours.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There were times when I was working nights, and, we had a particularly challenging marriage in first place because, being a truck driver, I have no schedule.
Yeah.
I fit my life around the customer's schedule. She's a school teacher, so her life is rigidly timed.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
When she'd ask me when I was going to be home, and I said, I don't know, that wasn't good enough. So she'd ask me to hazard a guess. I'd say between 3 and 6.
Yeah.
That's as good as I can tell you. But there were plenty of times in our marriage I was coming home and would have breakfast with her when she'd be getting ready to go to school.
Right.
I'd lay down and sleep until Rush Limbaugh came on. I'd fix dinner, and then we'd have dinner together. Then I'd head into work.
Well, at least you had that time. You had it wasn't a lot of time, but at least you were making the effort. It wasn't just like what they say, ships passing in the night, where you don't really acknowledge it or try to work it out. You were having breakfast or dinner. That's good. That's good. But
and it worked.
Yeah, and I wonder, and thanks, John. I appreciate your call. I wonder about that. This idea of that the study that says that people who don't go to bed, couples that don't go to bed at the same time, often report that they're less happy in their relationship. So, and Mary and I don't go to bed at the same time. But maybe I'll have to start going to bed early. That means I'm going to get up really early in the morning. I don't want to. We're going to have to talk about this.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Spell it out,
T double D
H. Oh, double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
I'm glad, Kelly. Don't they? It sounds good. I will say, this is kind of funny. I think I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it for the air because it is kind of an interesting circumstance for me with these calls. It's good. It's cool, but it's just kind of. I'll say one thing that sort of I'm going to save it for the air. I'm going to save it for the air. No, I noticed the calls were bad. The quality of calls. I'll explain. I think you're talking to me. Leslie, were you talking to me, Leslie? We got a new phone system, Paul, and AT&T would not release the 457 number. So we had to change it. And it just by chance, one of the little prefixes that we were offered was 957, which works out because we're 95.7 and 1290. I got some science news. Has to do with smart underwear. So we have that to look forward to. Dennis, I don't know about FCC regulations. It's a business phone number, so maybe business numbers are dealt with differently than consumer numbers. So
because you need to know now. This is Dayton's News and Talk, WHIO.
Be of good cheer and call me.
Call me now!
Call me!
He's laughing at us right on the radio.
Least we could do is get him on the radio and talk to him.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. We got a new telephone number if you want to be a part of the show, 937-957-1290. You know, we were just talking about this study about married couples, just couples in general, but it looked at 2,000 married Americans and their bedtime gap. And that's the difference, the time difference between when one of them goes to bed and the other goes to bed. The average is like 80 minutes. And what they found is that couples who go to bed at the same time tend to report that they are very happy in their marriage. Where couples that don't go to bed at the same time often say that they are less happy in their marriage. Doesn't mean they aren't happy. It just means that they're less happy. So we were kind of talking about that. And my wife and I have sort of had that challenge because she works a different schedule than I do. She gets up much earlier than I have to. I get home later. I mean, she gets off work at 5 o'clock. I'm not home until sometimes 7:45 because that's just my schedule. So I end up staying up later because I don't want to go home and, get there at 8:00, eat dinner, and then at 9:30, it's bedtime. I just don't want to do that. I don't want to turn around so quick. I need that downtime. And I think a lot of people will relate to that. But one of the things that my wife and I had to deal with and figure out a solution that was, for a while, I got into a routine where I was sleeping downstairs in my recliner. Now, we always slept together in the same bed, but then I don't know if it was COVID. I think that was probably part of it because I had COVID a couple of times. She had COVID a couple of times, and we only had COVID together once. But I would sleep downstairs, and it just sort of became this routine. And I would be downstairs and she would be upstairs, and she'd come down and wake me in the morning with the dogs. And, and we finally just said, you know what, this is not working. And I was feeling that disconnect too. I was feeling like I should be closer to her. She's my wife. I love her. So we put a recliner up in the bedroom. So now if I ever find the need to not sleep in the bed for whatever reason, whether my back's bugging me or I get stuffy, my nose gets stuffed up or I get uncomfortable, I just get up and I go sit in the chair and I go to sleep, and I sleep like a baby, but I'm in the same room. So we made some, we made some changes that was very helpful. So maybe I do need to look at this and try to figure out a way that I can go to bed around the same time as she does. Instead of like 3 or 4 hours later. We got some science news to talk about.
Consider the following: miscellaneous and wondrous things.
You see, it's a matter of science, lad. Come here, I'll show you.
Brilliant.
Blah, blah, blah. Science.
How can scientific truth be heresy?
What did the great man of science have to say today?
One of the things I haven't done in my life is I've never been part of a scientific research lab project. Like a guinea pig. I've never participated. I have friends who have participated. I have friends who have actually been paid to be part of usually university studies of some sort. And I saw this story the other day, and I thought, well, wait a second. I think I could do this. I think I fit the bill for this. The University of Maryland has researchers have designed something that they're calling smart underwear. And the smart underwear tracks and measures flatulence. And they're seeking volunteers to wear them. The small device snaps into a wearer's underwear and uses electrochemical sensors to track intestinal gas and specifically records releases of hydrogen. And I'm talking about farts, ladies and gentlemen. The study found healthy adults passed gas an average of 32 times a day, with individual variations reaching as much as 59 a day or as low as 4. Who's only farting 4 times a day? That's incredible. Their findings were reported in the journal Biosensors and Bioelectronics. Get that at the house, delivered each month. But here's the thing. They discovered it's an average of 32. Prior to the study, they thought it was only around 14. So we're actually doing it almost more than twice as often. The researchers are now working on a project they call the Human Flatus Atlas. It's objectively measuring gas releases across hundreds of patients using smart underwear. And the project will develop a baseline for normal adult flatulence patterns. And they're seeking participants. So I signed up. I signed up to wear some of this smart underwear. Now, I got an email back saying that they have that the response was overwhelming and that they're going to put everything on hold now until they can open it up to more participants. So I don't know that I'm going to be part of the initial study, but I'm signed up. So if they open it up for a second round of this flatulence study, I'm on it. They say that there are 3 categories of types of flatulence in humans. The 3 categories, the first one is called Zen digesters. Those who consume high fiber diets yet pass gas rarely. Then there's the hydrogen hyperproducers. Simply put, people who fart a lot. And the last one, normal people, those who fall between the other 2 categories. I would say, honestly, I think I'm probably more of a normal person. I don't think I'm a hyper producer. It really depends. It kind of depends, obviously, on what I've eaten and the time of day. That's when it seems to be the case. And I think that's the case with most people. You know, Mary doesn't fart at all. At all. She tells me this. She does not do it. Not sure I believe her, but that's what she tells me. And I bet many men out there hear that from their spouses as well. That no, I don't do that. That was the dog. We have a Florida woman story.
She's totally crazy. She ain't no lady. Meth grin smells of gin. She's really wild, yeah, doing it trailer style. She'll pull a razor, carries a taser, crash a bar, steals a car. She's the one Mama said stay far away from. Yeah, she's a Florida woman.
Well, this happened down in South Florida. A South Florida woman is facing charges after cops say she left her 2 young children in the backseat of an Uber for hours. This happened Friday night in Sunrise, Florida. A 32-year-old mom was arrested after an Uber driver told police he picked the woman up with her 2 children. Mom reportedly had a cup of what he believed contained liquor, beer, whichever. The driver said mom kept uttering something in Spanish that he couldn't understand, then reached over the center console, grabbed his cell phone, and canceled the ride. But this is where it gets a little strange. If it weren't strange enough, she then gave the driver $10 in cash and asked him to stop the vehicle, telling him that she'd be back in 3 minutes before getting out and walking away. The driver said he called the mom's cell phone after an hour had passed, and she told him that she would be back in 12 minutes and then hung up. 12 minutes. He then waited another hour and then tried to reach her again. When that failed, he finally called the cops. An officer responded and noted in the report that the children were, quote, in good health and spirit, but they were thirsty and hungry. So officers went out looking for mom, who was wandering around outside of McDonald's about 2 miles away from where she left the children. They took her into custody, but mom couldn't explain why she left her children or how she got to McDonald's. Maybe she took another Uber, just doesn't remember. But this Florida mom was arrested and charged. Cops learned that she'd been at a restaurant earlier with her 2 children where she had multiple cocktails at the bar. Restaurant staff said the mom is a regular there approximately 5 days a week. Wow. But my question is, if you're an Uber driver and somebody gets in your car with a couple of kids and they get out and they sort of disappear, don't you immediately then call the police? Maybe you wait 5-10 minutes, but an hour? And even then, he didn't call. He tried to get a hold of mom. And then she didn't come back for another hour. I would have been like, if you're not back in 10 minutes, I'm calling the cops. It's a little strange to me that this Uber driver waited 2 hours to call the authorities because mom was not coming back. That's weird.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
With Todd? Okay, yeah, he's a lot of fun.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Todd, that sounds like a great parody to REM's Everybody Hurts. Everybody farts sometimes. What are the lyrics to that song? I need to... When your day is long and the night is yours alone, when you're sure you've had enough of this life, well, hang on. Don't let yourself go, because everybody cries, everybody hurts sometimes. That could be a parody. No, it just, oh, I'm sorry, Kelly. I was going to get to that. I'll do it here. Coming out of the break. Sorry about that. I got distracted with my smart fart underwear. Or fart smart underwear. Nope, doesn't get rid of it, just gauges it. Right. Yep. It does. That's what Forrest Gump said.
From the birthplace of aviation, WHIO Dayton, WHIO FM Pleasant Hill.
Nobody likes to be told what to think. Our news is right down the middle. Dayton's News and Talk is WHIO. Depend on it.
We're expecting to see much warmer temperatures tomorrow. We'll have more on that at 7 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
It really is a lot of fun.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. And yes, we have a new telephone number, 937-957-1290. And a number of people on the live stream had been talking about the new phones, the new sound of the phones. They sound so incredible, very, very clear. And it's so funny because, and I'm going to take you a little bit behind the scenes here in putting together a radio show. So when we got the new phone numbers, I had to change all of my little intros. We call that imaging, by the way, in the business. I had to change all of the intros because it had the old phone number on it. So I was going through my archive of all of the old imaging that I've used over the years. And what I usually do is I'll usually create, maybe 5 or 10, 15 new pieces every year. Swap out the old, bring in the new. But I save the old. Because I never know when I might want to go back to it. So over the weekend, I went through and I changed all of the phone numbers with the new imaging on all of the existing pieces, right? Well, here's the thing that was interesting. I have a bunch of old liners, as we call them, liners, that had phone callers calling in and saying, hey, I love your show. I just love listening to you, blah, 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 blah. But it was over a phone, like a phone line, like the old phones that we used to have. Sounded like somebody was on the phone. And I started producing them, and I'm like, I'm going to use these. And then I thought, well, wait a second. We've got these amazing sounding phones that are super clear. I can't run audio that sounds like they're on the old landline phone. That doesn't make any sense. So yes, there you go. I love our new phones. They sound amazing. They just sound amazing. It almost sounds like they are in the studio with me. Like some of them sound like they're on a microphone, but I can cut them off, which is nice. Have a terrific Tuesday night. We'll talk to you tomorrow just after 5 here on the Evening Edge.
Well, that's all, folks.
But if what came, we partied, we conquered.
Is that all there is?
Yep, that's all she wrote.
Next time will be better.
Well, at least he tried.
Thanks for listening.
Until next time, we'll be seeing ya.
All right, everybody. Have a great night. Thanks for watching tonight. I do appreciate it. I hope that made sense, Kelly. Got to put my cufflinks back on. You're welcome, Leslie. Oh, by the way, we have a basketball game tomorrow night, so there'll only be an hour show. Just letting you know. See ya.